Welcome to an overview of the Longwood undergraduate Canvas template. The DEC has created course templates to be used in Canvas. We have a specific undergraduate template, a graduate template, and we have been working with some departments to create their own custom template. If you wish to have one, just ask. We would be happy to work with you to create your own, or we can provide you with the generic templates that we have created for undergraduate and graduate courses. We're going to review the undergraduate one, but please know that the graduate one is available and has graduate college specific policies and procedures in it. The templates are fully customizable. You can add or take away anything that you don't wish to have or anything that you would like to add. If you delete something and want it back, just ask. We can put it back in for you. We can provide you with a template in a sandbox course, or we can put it in one of your live courses. Just ask. The course template starts out with a home page that we have built. We have added a banner across the top. We can customize this to say COM 101 if that's what you would like it to say, or you can customize it to say Dr. Smith's courses. Whatever you want it to say, we can customize it, or you can take it into any graphics program and customize it yourself. This section is provided for you to just click the edit button and change this to be a welcome for your students. Then at the bottom of the page, we have a table that will guide your students to the most commonly used portions of a course: the syllabus, the Start Here module, a question forum, and course modules. We have populated the first two courses for you with some generic headings and titles and subtitles, but recommend that you create your own customization on those and then copy them 8 times, or how many ever times you would need for modules. This course is just the beginning of where you would start. So we're going to start out like all students should start out, by going to the Start Here module. This is the very first module in the list of all modules, so you could get there by clicking on this button or by clicking on the Start Here module. It has information in it that is available for you and for your students. The green dots on the right-hand side with a check mark indicate that those items are published. Those items are information that is intended for students to view. The items that are unpublished is information that is built for you, the instructor, things for you to consider when creating your courses. We have the minimum requirements for course creation. We have the Canvas checklist when updating your courses. We have the course alignment template, and we also have the template for course backward design, created by Cafe and used by many of you in updating your courses and working on your whole total course alignment. So let's get started with the information that we provide. The Getting Started checklist is for the students. So it talks about the things they need to do to become familiar. Of course, you can change all of those. Then we click the next button, and we have a course welcome, where you would add some information in place of this Latin gibberish, I'm calling it. This would be an introduction to the course and to the Start Here module. You would also include learning objectives for your, or learning outcomes for your Start Here module, as well as for the course as a whole. We have a section for meeting your faculty. Add your smiling face here, or your scowling face, whichever you prefer. And then your contact information and a short biography of yourself. And then at the bottom, students would click the next button. And this is where you would have a description of navigating the class, where the students can anticipate to find the things that they need. A short description of each section. We have provided you with some links to some Canvas information designed specifically for the students. We have highlighted one that is a recurring question that a lot of students have. I particularly have students ask me this all the time when I post links to online resources, whether they be videos or articles. They will often click on a link and then there's a white box and they don't know what to do. So all it says here is that you just click on the title or the little black square at the top right of the title and your item would open. So you can highlight things that you want to draw specific attention to. In order to maintain your ADA compliance, however, be sure not to only rely on highlighting or change of font color to get anything across. A colorblind person wouldn't necessarily be able to notice that. Next, we are going to see where you would put your syllabus. We recommend that you upload your syllabus here as a PDF document. So that your students can download it, save it wherever they need to save it, but that it is always here available for them. Even if you have a face-to-face course, it's a good idea to put your syllabus here because we know they lose them if you provide them in paper. Click on Next. We come to some directions of how your students can update their profiles and set their notification preferences. These things also relate to you, but this area is included in the course so that the students can see it. One thing I like my students to do, and I point out to my students, is how they can set their notification preferences. They would be able to determine which courses they receive notifications about. So when you put in an announcement, do they get the notification or not? So I would click Next. And this area is a discussion board. I have included a need help discussion forum in each of my courses. It is a good way for the students to be able to ask questions. Chances are, if one student has a question, another student has the exact same question. This allows them to help each other out. And if you subscribe by clicking this button, it will turn green. Every time a student asks a question or answers it, you would get an email. This lets you know that questions are answered as needed. Next would be the Canvas checklist. This is the area that starts with things specifically for you. So I'm just going to jump back to modules. So here we have the next area is policies and procedures. These are the specific policies that come from the student handbook, from the university policies and procedures in multiple different departments. So we're going to start with course policies. This is where you would put in yours. We have some generic ones that we took from looking at several different faculty members' syllabi and courses with their permission, of course, and we added them in here. Feel free to use these. Adapting them, we have added areas with capital letters such as this that would indicate that you need to do something to that part. So these are your specific course policies. The next area is where we put in the university policies. This is the only section you cannot change. You can delete it and get rid of all of the student policies, but you cannot change this section as a whole. So within each one, within the university policies, we have included links. We've summarized, and then we've included links to each of these policies. So these go out to the web page for the university so that the students can see what the full policies are. It summarizes them, but this is all university policies as indicated on the student handbook. So next we go to minimum technical requirements and skills. We have updated this to include the very minimum skills that your students need to be able to do to be successful in an online course. And we also have the minimum computer specifications in order for a computer to work well with your students and for them to be able to use all of the university supported software. And then we have internet speed, where they can check their browser, and they can also check if documents placed in here are accessible. And then we have additional information linking to our website about distance and online education. Then we go to next. This area is student services and resources. What services are available to the students across the university? And then we have the learning tools that the university supports. Each one of them includes some guides or some help or support documents, the privacy policy for each one of the tools, as well as their accessibility statement. Most of the items that we put in here are also throughout the whole course, also allow your course to meet many of the Quality Matters standards. So we go next. And you would see, I'm not going to go through each of these modules because these are optional. There are a couple of modules we have added. We added Honor Lock and we added Studio. This one is for Honor Lock. It is not published, so your students will not see any of it until you click the Publish button. Once you click the Publish button, they would be able to only see the items that are published here. The items that are not published are for you. So that provides you with your sample syllabus verbiage, reminders to you if you're using Honor Lock with your courses, how to do it, and why. And that would be all within the area here. But again, the students would not get these unless you clicked them. You do have to click the Publish button for them to see the first two. We did a very similar thing with Studio. You see, but I didn't leave it all unpublished. I wanted to show you what I mean by that. Leave it unpublished, the whole module. That way the students can't see anything. If you want your students to be able to use Studio, you would just, we need to unclick the items at the top that are intended for the faculty only, so that the students wouldn't see those, and then they would see these items if you click this button to publish it. I'm going to leave these like it is so that when you get the template, you would see these items are not published, therefore not for student consumption. Then we have created each of the modules for your content. We have just put in areas for you to fill with your information. Modules are chunks of content. It can be weekly based, it can be topic based, it can be unit based. You could also just swap the word module for unit. However, over in this navigation menu on the left, the word modules is there leading to this area. So you would need to write a module introduction that includes an overview of what they would be learning, and then your module level learning outcomes. Remember, in the beginning, in the Start Here area, we included this course level learning outcomes. In each module, you would need to break it down specifically. What are they going to be learning within each module? And then next would be where you would include all of the module readings and viewings. You can add the number here, so if it's module 1 or module 2, it might make it easier for the students to understand where they are. Then include the date in which you're going to have things due, or you can say Mondays by midnight, or you can put in a specific date. And then you would need to include what specific chapter you want them to read, or what part that you want them to read. And then it is helpful for students to understand specifically why they're reading that portion, what learning outcome it aligns with. So we're going to go next. And we have an introductory discussion board. If your course is a face-to-face course, you probably don't need to do this. You're welcome to, but you don't need to. But if your course is online or hybrid and the students won't ever all be together, I would strongly recommend that you have them do a introduction of themselves. But you should also participate in this too, so you can get to know them a little better. You can, again, subscribe to any discussion board so you know when students reply. Not necessary, but you could. Next, brings up an example of a discussion board, the kind of information that you would include in having a discussion board. And then next, brings us to the beginning of module number 2. I'm going to go back to modules and show it to you as a whole, and then show you what's at the very bottom. So we built out 1, 2, and 3, not putting in content, but placeholders for you. And then we also included a mid-semester survey so that you can check with your students to see how it's going so far, what's going on, how they're feeling, everything that's going on with the class. What are they understanding? What do they need extra help with? We've not published it, but we've given you the questions in case you want to use it. And that, my friends, is a template built for you to use for undergraduate courses at Longwood. Thanks for watching.